Hey, this is Will from Mobile Fun, and today I'm going to be showing you something very cool, a waterproof case for the Galaxy S4. Now this case is called the Obex, and it has IP68 certification as well as mil-spec drop testing, making it one of the most protective cases available for the Galaxy S4. So, in this video we're going to show you how waterproof it is, and try and have a bit of fun. So let's get into it. So the first thing you'll notice about the Obex is that installation is super easy. Unlike a lot of other super protective cases on the market, the Obex is just made of two pieces, which snap together very simply. So all you need to do is fit your phone into the front section like this, and then match up the rear. I'm going to make sure this camera port here goes right over the camera and flash to the Galaxy S4. Then just take each side, make sure it's joined up perfectly, with no gaps anywhere. And then you take the bottom, snap that into place, and do the same with the top, which is in two sections. So now you've got your Galaxy S4 ready to be dunked. So the most fun way of testing this case is to actually put it into water. Now I've got to say, this is my personal Galaxy S4 and I haven't tried this before, so I'm trusting this case to work. It's got an IP68 rating, so the case should survive at a depth of 2 meters for about half an hour. So this dunk tank should be about nothing. So let's give it a shot. You can see it's launched dialer there as I put it in, but it remains fully functional. Hooray! Now, one of the cool parts of having an Obex case around your Galaxy S4 is that you can take pictures underwater. So you'll have to pretend this is actually a selfie in the tropics, but if you assign your shutter button to one of the volume keys, you can find you can put it into the water and then take a photo. Sweet. So our last test is going to be music. So a common problem with thick cases, especially waterproof ones, is that the sound quality is often quite muffled. As you can hear, the sound is still coming through pretty strong, given the Galaxy S4's rather anemic speaker. So we're going to try putting this in the water and see how the sound changes. As you can see, it's still quite loud actually. So you may be tempted to immediately grab your S4, put it in this case, and throw it in the bath. It's probably a good idea if you test it first. So, to test the case, all you need to do is put it together in the normal way. Make sure that each corner and each side is tightly sealed, and that there's no moisture already on the inside of the case. Once you've made sure that every connection is tight, then all you need to do is just immerse it in water. So we're going to leave this in here for about 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes we're going to have a look inside and see if there's any water. If there is any water, that means that a connection wasn't perfect somewhere, and we can try again. But it also might mean that the case has become damaged through use. So let's check back in 5 minutes. So 5 minutes has passed, and now we're ready to check and see if the test was successful or not. So all you need to do is take a towel and just brush off all the water that remains outside of the case, making sure to get inside all the nooks and crannies, and generally make sure that there's going to be no water that can drip inside once you open it and then kind of spoil the point of the test. Make sure your hands are dry too. So once you finish that off, then you can move to the actual test itself. So we're just going to open this up and then have a look through the window and see if you can see any water. It looks pretty clean to me. I don't see any water droplets on the inside, so we'll assume that means the case is safe to use. So one thing I really like about the Obex case is that accessing ports and buttons is really easy. The buttons feel as easy to press with the case on as with the case off. A lot of times you'll find that protective cases either make the buttons really much too easy to press because they're pushing up against the buttons and then the slightest touch will set them off, or that they're really hard and you have to put a lot of force in before it'll respond. But I think Seidio have gotten the balance just about right here. Accessing the micro USB and headphone jack is also pretty straightforward. You can just flip this up to get the headphone jack and flip this back to get the micro USB. And they've even included a nice little headphone extension unit, which means that if you have a very bulky or a right angle jack, you can still plug it in very, very easily. A lot of work has also been done on the cutouts. A lot of times you see companies that just kind of put one big hole and then kind of say that's good enough. But in this case, we've got cutouts even for the very small items like microphones. We've got the IR blaster here, completely unimpeded. We've got individual holes cut out for each of the elements here. So through and through, this is a case that actually works and is very well designed. So this is the Obex waterproof case for the Samsung Galaxy S4, and it's coming soon to Mobile Fun. Thanks very much for watching the video, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.